Welcome to the Mission Village. It's part 3 of Marble Music series, and in this part we will see how to add camera, adjust camera, how to add material. With that we'll see few render settings, and in the last we will see how to add those frames in the video editor. You can also visit my Gumroad for different Blender files. You will get link in the description below, and by the end of this video you're going to create such amazing melodies. So stay tuned till then, and if you have any queries or for more updates, you can follow me on Instagram at the rate Imaginary Village. So without any further delay, let's jump in. Now after adjusting the node, the first thing is we'll add a camera to it. For that you can press Shift A here in the camera. Click on this and you will have your camera here. Then for adjusting the camera, we'll press Ctrl Alt number 0. You can see the shortcut on my screen. And the next thing is, for adjusting it in a much better way, we'll open our properties. For that, we will press N. And here in the view, you will find this view lock option. And there you'll have this option, camera to view. Just check on this option and adjust your camera from your view. Like this. It will be easy for you to adjust the camera like this. Now we'll switch it off and close these properties by pressing N. Then we'll go here in the output properties, and here we'll change the resolution of the camera. We want this to be 9:16 frames, so for that we'll change it to 1080 along X and 1920 along Y. Here you can see the resolution of the camera. Now let's adjust the camera and add keyframes to this. Now at frame number 1, we'll press K with our camera selected. You can see the selection over here, or you can check it over here too. We'll press K and select this location and rotation. And you can see a keyframe over here on your timeline. Then we'll go to frame number 89 and we'll change the camera's position. And again at frame number 89 we will press K and select this location and rotation option. Then we'll go to frame number 183, change the camera's position and press K. Then we'll go to frame number 232, the last frame, and we'll place it over here like this and add a keyframe to it. And we'll also scale this plane like this and save it. Don't forget to save your file. You can press Ctrl S for that. And now you can select your camera and you'll see these frames. So for selecting all of these, we will press A and then we'll press T and select this linear. Now hit the spacebar and play this. And it's perfect. Now we'll switch to the material preview for adding the materials, and with that we'll go here in the shading. You will see the options on the top of the bar. Go here to your shading workspace. Now we'll divide this viewport. You can see, go here and you will see this plus sign. Drag your mouse and divide the screen in two parts. Then here we'll open our camera view. So you can press 0 for that. So now for adding the material, first we'll divide this and open the timeline over here so that it will be easy for us to add the keyframes. And now we'll select a node. First node, we'll click on this new and add a material to this, and from here you can change the color. You can see, okay, I don't want these overlays here, so we'll turn it off from here. Next to your views, you will find this option, so turn this off, and here you can see this without overlays. So we'll change the color from here, and now in between this principal VSDF and the material output, we are going to add an emission node. For that you can press Shift A or you can simply add it from here. And here in the shader you will find this emission node. Place it over here, and to mix both these shaders we'll add a mix shader. So again press shift A and search for mix shader. Place it over here and map this emission to the shader. Okay, now with this vector value you can control both these shaders. If you keep this value 0, then it will show the value of this principal BSDF, and if you keep this 1, you will find the emission value. You can change the emission color also like this. You can increase its strength. We'll keep it 8. So we are going to add keyframes to this vector value. Now we'll open a timeline and we'll go here at frame number 16. So before adjusting any keyframes, first we'll open your calculate to frame. So go here in the scene properties. In the rigid body world, you will find this cache option. You will find this calculate to frame option, so that it will be easy for you to calculate the position of this ball at each frame. So at frame number 16, first we'll add a keyframe where this ball is going to touch the node, and then next we'll add a keyframe where this ball is touching the node. So at frame number 16 we'll keep this value 0 and press I for inserting the keyframe. Then we'll go to frame number 17 and keep this value 1 and insert a keyframe by pressing I, and that's it. You have to repeat this step for all of them. Now we are going to add material to our next node. So we'll select a node, we'll go here in the material, we'll add the same material. Let's rename this so that it will be easy for us to select the material, because we are going to add the same material to each node. We'll just change the keyframes. Okay, so here we'll select this node, we'll duplicate the material from here because it's necessary, otherwise it will create a mess. So duplicate it first. You will see this node material 001. Okay, now we'll delete this previous keyframe. So for that, hover your mouse here on the vector, right click and click on this clear keyframes. Now we'll keep this vector value 0 where this ball is going to touch the node. Okay, and add a keyframe to it by pressing I. Then we'll go to the next frame. We'll calculate the frame where this ball is touching the node, and we'll keep this vector value 1 and press I for adding the keyframe. You can change the color of the node. Also this emission color. Okay, now you have to repeat this step for all these nodes one by one, adding the keyframes, and that's it. Nothing much. It's little time consuming but worth it. So we'll go to frame number 46, we'll calculate the frame, we'll go to the previous keyframe. You can see these markers, just go to that marker, select the previous frame, calculate the frame and select your node, add the same material like this node material, duplicate it, delete the previous keyframes, keep this value 0 at 45, then go to next frame, keep this value 1 and add a keyframe to it, change the color if you want, and that's it. Go to next marker, go to the previous keyframe, that is 59, calculate the frame. Okay, this is not the node, so we are not going to add emission node for that. So first select this, and here for this we are going to add a new material. We'll change its color to black. Then we'll go to the next marker, that is 74. We'll go to its previous frame, that is 73. We'll calculate the frame and select the node, add a material to this, duplicate the material, delete the previous keyframes, keep this value 0, add keyframe to this, go to frame number 74, increase its value to 1, add a keyframe to it, and now if you want to change the colors you can do so. We'll adjust the lighting later. First we'll add material to this, then we'll go to our render view and adjust the lighting and all. Okay, then we'll go to our next marker, which is at frame number 89. We'll go its previous frame, that is 88. Select the node, add the material, duplicate the material, delete the previous keyframes, keep this value 0, add a keyframe to it, go to next frame, keep this value 1, add a keyframe to this, and change the color if you want. Change the color of emission, it seems nice. Then at next marker, which is at frame number 103, we'll calculate the frame. We'll go to the previous frame, that is 102. We'll select the node, add a material, duplicate this, delete the previous keyframe, adjust the color. We'll keep it green this time. Then we'll go to next marker, which is at frame number 120. Calculate the frame, and here you can see we have add the empty nodes where there are no beats. So we'll move forward to frame number 132. Calculate the frame, go its previous frame, which is 131. Select the node, add the material, duplicate, clear the previous keyframe, value 0, value 1, keyframe, adjust the color, and you have to repeat this step for all these nodes. So I'm just fast forwarding it for now. As I'm trying to explain each and every step, but still if you have any doubts or queries, feel free to reach me out at @imaginativedge. Make sure to save the file, and we have successfully added the material. So we'll go back to the layout, we'll go to the camera view by pressing 0. Press shift left arrow for going to the first frame, and play this by hitting the spacebar. So next we are going to add lights. For that, first we'll go to the render view, and then we'll go to the world properties, and here we are going to add an HDRI. You have already that file, go and download it and use it over here. You can also download it from polyheaven.com if you want to use something else, but for now go to the world properties, click on this yellow option right there, and select this environment texture. Select your HDRI, and you can see the lights. If we turn off the overlays, then it looks something like this, which is nice. And if you want to increase its strength, you can do it from here, but I think I'll keep it 1 because it seems nice. Next thing is we also have to add material to our ball. For that, we'll go back to the shading tab, we'll select our ball, and then we'll click on new, and you can simply change the color from here. We'll keep it red, we'll increase its roughness, and that's it. Let's play this. We'll hit spacebar for that. Okay, now the last thing is that we have to create the loop for our animation, and for creating a loop you have to remember one thing, that your first and the last frame will look something similar. As you can see, this is your first frame, and if you press shift right arrow, this is your last frame. Now we have to make them look similar so that it will create a loop. So for that, we'll come out of the camera view, we'll press 1 for the front view. Now we'll divide the screen, and here so for creating a loop we have to duplicate all these nodes of our frame number 1. You can see we are at frame number 1. Now we'll Select all of them one by one by holding shift. Select. Deselect this plane, and now we'll duplicate them by pressing shift D and bring them down by pressing G Z. You can see the shortcuts over here. Now bring it to this side. Now if we'll go to the last frame, you can press shift right arrow for that. We have to adjust their position. So press G X G Z. Okay, we'll select our camera and adjust it a little. We'll bring it to this side a little. Okay, add keyframe to this and we'll back to our first frame. Now we'll select this node and this node. Now we'll duplicate these two nodes by pressing shift D and bring them up here and adjust them like this above this ball so that they will look similar. Now we have to bring them up. So don't forget to save your files time to time. Okay, so now they look similar, but we have to change the material of these two nodes. Like we have to add emission to them, like these two nodes, and we have to remove emission from these nodes. This is the last step. Just go to the shading tab, and now we'll go here. We'll select this node. We'll duplicate it, and here you will see the nodes. Now you just need to bring it over here at frame number 1 and delete this one, and you will get the emission. Next we'll select this one, we'll duplicate it, we'll bring this one over here, the emission keyframes, and delete this principal VSTF keyframes, and that's it. Now you have to do vice versa for the last one. Like if we'll go to the end frame, select this node, duplicate it, bring these emission keyframes and bring these one to the last of the frame, and you will get the same color without any hassle. Okay, so select this, duplicate this, delete the emission nodes and bring the other one to the last frame. Repeat this step for all of them. So make sure to duplicate it, otherwise it will create a mess. Mess means really mess. Okay, back to the layout and we'll save it. And now if we go back to the first frame and the last frame, so they look similar, and let's play this. We have successfully created a loop. Now the last thing is that we have to do some render settings and then we'll animate this. So we'll join them up like this so that it will not confuse you. So we'll go here in the render properties. Your render engine will be Eve. You can also change it to cycles, but it will take more time to render, so we'll leave it on if. And from here you can see your samples 1664. If you want to increase this, it's up to you. Next we have this ray tracing. We'll turn this on. I'll show you the difference. You can see the shadows of this light on the plane, and if I'll turn this off, there's nothing. So we'll turn this on. And in the last you have this color management. Click on this. You will find this view. We'll keep it AGX filmic. Change it according to you, which suits your frame better. I'll keep it AGX only, and then we'll keep this look to very high contrast, and it seems nice. Okay, the next thing is we'll go here in the output properties. We'll select the folder in which we want to save our frames. So click on this and add the folder. Accept it. Let's play it one more time. Let's render one frame. So go here in the render and click on this render image. And here you can see this is how it looked like after rendering. And for animating this, after selecting the folder, go here in the render and click on this render animation. It will render every frame one by one. Now wait until your render will finish, and after that we'll do the last part of the video, that is the video editing. Okay, so rendering is done. Now we'll close this. We'll save it. We'll go here in the file. We'll click on new and select this video editing. Here is a video editor. Now here you can see the channels. This is your timeline workspace, and here are your properties. So we'll go here in the output properties. We'll change the resolution, as we have set 1080 and 1920 for our frames. We have to adjust it accordingly. Now the next thing is we'll go here in the add. We have to add the keyframes. So select this image sequence. Select your folder in which you have saved the frames. Now press A to select all of them and add the images like this. Now you can see its end frame is 250, but we want this to up to 232. So we'll change the end frame to 232. And next thing is we have to add music to this. So for that we'll go here in the add. We'll click on the sound and we'll select the audio and add it to the viewport. Place it over here. And now we'll play this. So press spacebar for that. So we have successfully created a loop animation video just like this. So hope you like it, and if you have any doubts or queries, you can reach me out at the Imaginative Edge. And if you want to download some more Blender files, so for that you can check out my Gumroad, or you can also subscribe to my YouTube channel for more tutorials on this 3D software called as Blender, and keep supporting.